just want to preface that this is not a totally beginner-friendly workout. Some exercises are pretty advanced, but obviously you should listen to your body and modify based on your level. I will give you some modifications so you can choose what works better for you. If it's too easy for you, you can do the opposite. You can do more reps. You can rest less between the exercises to kind of get a more of an intense workout. All right, to get started, this isn't going to be a yoga session, but I like to get started with some breathing exercises just because it kind of helps you get settled, helps me get settled for this live because, I'm speaking to my phone, which is so weird. And it helps you to get settled into this present moment, set the intention. So start in a seated position. You can sit on your shins. You can sit in the easy seat, whatever works for you. So try that and place your hands on your ribs. Do this, kind of feel your ribs expanding. This will activate your diaphragm more. So really inhale all in and exhale side out. Try to relax your throat. So we're not thinking Ujjayi breathing, more like just a few rounds of common slow breaths. And let it go. Let's warm up because we'll be spending some time on our hands and doing planks. So let's warm up into your wrists. So clasp your hands and move your wrists. Maybe do one side, the other side. And warming up into the shoulders. So shoulders to ears and drop them back. Shoulders to ears, drop them back. Just a few times at your own pace. And then few circles. Going back. And going forward. Place your right hand outside of your right thigh and stretch. Stretch in this left side. And switching sides. Twist your chest open to the ceiling. And inhale and let it go. All right. Let's get started. I see some new people joining, but I don't have good eyesight, so I don't really see how many people are on here or your comments, but definitely feel free to keep interacting. All right. For the first one, we'll start on our backs, and there is a caveat. There is a very important tip that I want you to pay attention to. So we're starting on our backs, right? But what you will notice, your lower back will kind of want to, come off. So you have a space right here between your back and your mat. So we don't want that. We want to engage your deep abdominal muscles. So really push your back in and immediately you'll feel this activation. So I'll give you a chance to try. So back bend into your back, you have the space. Activate. We want to keep this activated position for the first two exercises that's going to be on our back. So whenever you notice in your lower back coming off, pay attention and push through your ab muscles, deep abdominal muscles, to push the back into your mat. All right, so starting on your back, grab your block. You're going to place your block on top of your thighs and lift your feet. So that's your starting position. Your forearms will come on top of the block, so kind of squeeze, feel how it feels. Okay, get settled. You're going to push into the block and lower one leg. Bring it back, and then the other leg. Now always pay attention to your back. If it's too much on your neck, Make sure you're really squeezing, pushing this chin into your chest. This will kind of release that pressure. So let's go for 10, 9, don't forget to breathe, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back. Can we do 5 more? 4, 5. Actually, 6 more. We have 2 legs. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Whew. Release your neck. So as I said, if you're feeling too much pressure in your neck, which it could be, always think that chin tuck to your chest movement. This will relieve some of that pressure. And this next one is also going to be on your back, so always think that lower back glued to your mat. Why? Because we want to work your deep abdominal muscles, the muscles that support your internal organs and your spine. All right, for the next one, just watch first. You have 2 options. So if your neck is bothering you way too much, you can keep your head on the floor and just do this exercise kind of like this. It's going to be a lot easier. Your other option is to keep your your knees bent. If you have tight hamstrings, this is a good option. And if you choose even if you choose to bring your shoulders off the mat, you can keep your legs bent, your knees bent. If you want the more difficult option, not modified option, just follow me. All right, squeeze in your block, bring it over, biceps to your ears, bring your legs up, and get it all the way up. Block to your feet, and this is a 1. I'm gonna do 2, 3, lift higher, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, have a break. All right, the next 2 exercises are going to be on your forearms in a forearm plank pose. So, and actually for this first one, you don't even need a block. I like using a block here because it will help you to think, engage in your inner thighs because you are squeezing the block. So place the block between your thighs. Get on your forearms. And key here is to step back as much as you can. So we don't want this. We don't want your butt up, sticking up too high. We kind of want, kind of like a nice little curve or a straight line, whatever you want to call it. So find that, squeeze the block, and tap your knees to the floor. For 10, 9, small movement. 8, your upper body doesn't move. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. All right, next one is also on the forearms, on your forearms, but it will be a dolphin pose with the block between your hands. So squeeze the block, place your forearms down, dolphin pose, and modification here. heels off the mat. You know, my heels are also, I can't touch the mat. And you may want to choose to bend your knees. It's not an easy pose, not a comfortable pose. So modify. And from that dolphin pose, we're gonna do the nose dives. So think nose forward. Okay, from a dolphin, look forward, nose first. All right, ready? We're gonna go for 10, 9, squeeze your block, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can you hold this one? Push through your elbows a little more and release. So that's 4 exercises. We have 6 more to go. Great job. Your block stays here. We're gonna place our hands outside of the block. Make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. You're really spreading your fingers and grab that mat. Step back into plank pose. And from here, lower body stays as steady as you can. Modification to walk your feet wider. It will be easier to keep steadiness. And you bring one hand on the block and then the other. Kind of claw in the block with your fingertips and step down. That's 1 rep. So let's go for 10, 9, 8, slow movement, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and knees down. Half to go. We're getting close. All right, this next one is not easy, but it's a really good one. One thing I want to say, if you've never done this exercise before, if your body is not used to this kind of work, you may experience cramping in your quads, maybe your calves, but mainly here. So if that happens, know a few things. 1, you need to work on these muscles. And this is a very specific movement that you don't really get to work on through your other exercises. So that's number 1. Number 2, cramping is normal. So you shouldn't feel any sharp pain or, if you're like, oh my God, watch for that. But some cramping is totally normal. Stay calm. What you can do is just get a break, massage your muscle, kind of shake them out, shake your feet, shake your legs. And I used to get cramping all the time in this exercise. I still do sometimes. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. You may need a block, may not need a block because it's kind of challenging. Try it without the block. If you do have a block, depending on how the height of where you place it, it's gonna determine the difficulty of this exercise. Highest is the most difficult. Going lower or like middle height makes it a little easier. Another key thing here is to keep your back straight, gauge your core, belly in, point your toes. What this does is really fires up your entire leg. Your muscles are engaged and tight. All right, sitting nice and tall, moving one leg over the block and then the other, and we go for 10. 2 legs is a 1 rep, so that's a 10, and a 9, and 8, 7, 6, can you sit straighter? 5. Option to bend your knees if you're really struggling. 4. And 3. And a 2. Sit straighter. Almost done. And a 1. Whew. Now we'll get to stretch a little bit, but still engage in the muscles. Sitting straight. Option here to softly bend your knees, but I don't like this because it relaxes your legs. We want to work your entire body in this workout. So try to sit with your legs straight. When you are leaning forward, we don't want this. We don't want to do this. It doesn't matter where you grab it, where you're reaching. Think of this engagement in your belly and stretching through your lower back. So we are going from here, maybe it's like here. So your hands are moving, but the lean forward can be very small. And here, if your legs are nice and straight, squeeze everything. Everything should feel really tight. And push your, like this area behind your knees, push it down to the floor. And squeeze your legs so much that your heels come off the floor. I don't know if you can see, but already here, I'm done. All right, but the way you're squeezing your block, the amount of pressure you put will also work your arm muscles less or more. So your choice. Now, after we're done with all that explanation and that you got a break, we're sitting up and reach for 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6. Can you squeeze your legs more? 7, 8. You can do this. 9. And 10, stay here and release. Well, you're done with the hardest part. I'm just kidding. All right, the next one, glute bridge. Can be done without the block. But again, we want to work those inner thighs. So squeeze the block. And here, you can choose to stay on your tippy toes, which will work your cuffs and, engage your legs more. Or you can be on your feet. Your choice. So inhale to lift your hips up as high as you can. Again, choice to be on your heel, on your entire feet, whatever, or your tippy toes. And we extend one leg. Nothing moves, just that leg. Squeeze your glutes. And that's a 1. Let's do another round of 1. For a 1 and 2, lift it higher. And a 3. I'm done, but I can do this. 4. Lift it higher. 5. 6. My calves are cramping, but that's okay. 7. Move slow. 8. 9. And the last one. Cramping. Cramps are normal. Lift your hips a little higher. Hold. Squeeze the block and release. We are almost done. We have 2 Navasana holds. Not hold. One is the twist. One is a hold. I personally hate Navasana pose, but that means that I really need it, and I do need it. So, option here. I know your legs might be fried. Option here is to keep your legs on the floor. But again, this will kind of give you a very easy option. So, if you want to make it a little more difficult, stay on your toes. You will still, try working to hold your legs. So this is the exercise, but you can place just your toes down. Or stay with me and reach everything up and a twist. Point your toes, and a 1, and a 2. Relax your face, and a 3. Smile. 4. Smiling relaxes your facial muscles. That's why I encourage you to do it, and that's a 6. And 3 or 5. 5, 6, 7. I don't know how many I did, honest. 8. Lift your legs higher. 9, 10. Drop your feet. Not easy, but such a great short workout to work your entire body, isn't it? This last one will be Navasana hold. So I am, and this is, guys, this is the second time I'm doing this today. Okay, all right. Sitting in Navasana, option here, place your block. This will tell you to keep your feet up. You can place your hands down, support your head, or just hands forward. We're gonna hold this for 10, 9, lift your legs higher, 8, squeeze, 7, 6, 5, 4, sit higher, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, you did it, and I did it. Let's stretch a little bit, and you're done. So, placing your right feet towards yourself, folding over that left leg, and maybe folding over that leg, and maybe in the middle. And stretching your right arm up. This feels good. Let's do the other side. So as you can see, this workout really is working your entire body. It's core, but your legs are working, your arms are working. So it's a really great little tool to have. And let's stretch into the quads and hip flexors. So just a quick runner's lunge. Option to grab your back foot and switch sides. All right, and interlace your hands behind your back. Push your chest forward. Maybe a camel pose. And back to seated. I hope you enjoy this workout. If you are doing this live, you're incredible, and thank you for joining. If you're watching the recording of this, thanks for watching. I hope you get to do it again. This is a good, it's kind of like a, even if you do another workout, it's a good warm-up or a workout finisher. And this is something that you can come back to kind of